I sweated and over this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Finally putting together what ultimately is what every general manager should be doing. So if you are an NFL owner out there and you're looking for somebody, this is maybe the best resume that you could get. I could do this for a living as your general manager, and I guarantee you that it may not be flashy, it may not get the fans in a frenzy, but it's going to help you win. Because guess what, people?
It's all about winning.
All about winning, and it's all about who you pay in free agency and who you draft, all right? And I'm going to just, fill you in on a little secret here, okay?
Talk to me.
It's quarterbacks, so I call it the passer, right? You draft the passer, you draft the guy that protects the passer, and you draft the guy that rushes the passer. That's who you draft high. That's who you pay in free agency. I don't want to continue to hear about how wide receiver friendly and heavy these last two drafts are. Great. If that's the case, you can get a wide receiver in the second, third, fourth rounds. Stop reaching for guys so high. So, okay. You pay the passer. Let's throw up my first 10 here, guys, on my mock draft. This is 1 through 10 for me, okay? You pay a passer. Trevor Lawrence, number 1, out of Clemson. Zach Wilson, 2, to the Jets. Now, I do believe Justin Fields is the number 2 quarterback in this year's draft. I really, really do. Now, there's a huge chasm between where Trevor Lawrence is and where the other 4 are. But I just didn't want Justin to go to the Jets because I knew we'd never hear from him again. And I'm sorry, Zach. Everybody, tonight might be the last time we hear Zach Wilson's name for forever either, because he is going to the Jets. Sorry, Rich.
Sorry, Rich Eisen.
So I have Justin Fields. We just talked to Tom Pelissero about that. I got Justin Fields going 3 overall to Ohio State. I do believe the round hinges on 4, what the Falcons do. I can't get past what Kyle Pitts is. It really doesn't fit my philosophy as much. I go defense here because that's the reason that Dan Quinn doesn't have a job and the reason they are in a position to draft 4th overall. But you add this guy to the mix and you have that offense, maybe you just outscore everybody in Arthur Smith's offense for the next 2 years until you build that defense back. And then the conversation around what the Bengals should do at number 5. I think it is absolutely hilarious that Jamar Chase's name continues to show up on these mock drafts, okay? You don't need another receiver. You need somebody to protect your franchise quarterback. What was the liability last year, everybody? The O-line. And what happens?
He got hurt.
He broke his body.
Yeah.
Like in terrible places. So here it is. This is a bottom line. Real simple here, all right? Do you want Joe Burrow throwing to Brandon Tate and T. Higgins, or do you want Brandon Allen to be throwing to Jamar Chase? That's the decision you have to make here.
Wow.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. You take the best offensive lineman in this year's draft in Penei Sewell. Okay? That's how that works. That's how you go with that. Then the Dolphins, with the extra pick this round, I'm okay with you taking a wide receiver because he's so good. Jamar Chase steps into the box there with Tua Tagovailoa. They already have some pretty good receivers. If you wanted to go someplace else, I'm okay with that. They had to get rid of some defensive players that they didn't make right decisions on in terms of cap value and got rid of them this offseason. The Lions, they need a wide receiver. They lost Kenny Galladay in free agency. They don't have anybody to throw to right now, essentially. Devontae Smith there at 7 for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they go defense as well. At 8, Carolina Panthers take Patrick Surtain II out of Alabama. They need a defensive player. They went and got their quarterback. They got rid of the quarterback problem, which you got to say, ownership, front office, terrible mistake. $31 million you gave to a quarterback that isn't even there for 1 year. Okay? That's a sizable check to write for somebody that wasn't in your long-term plans when you thought they were. All right? Number 9, the Denver Broncos. They go O-line to protect said quarterbacks, Drew Lock and now Teddy Bridgewater. Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle out of Northwestern. Again, if you guys look at this, passers, pass protectors right now, okay? And the Dallas Cowboys go with J.C. Horn. They need a corner. So that's my top 10. You can see which way I'm going. This will shock a little bit more people, as you know. Mac Jones' name hasn't been read. Either is Trey Lance's.
I saw
All right, let's go to the second 10 here, okay? All right, the New York Giants. You're not going to take a receiver. You're not going to take a running back. Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech, offensive tackle. Philadelphia Eagles. Can't go wrong here. You got too many options. Just don't overthink it.
Yep.
Zaven Collins, linebacker, tackling machine out of Tulsa, all right? Los Angeles Chargers. Take offensive lineman out of USC, Elijah Vera Tucker, to protect our man Justin Herbert.
Protect that moneymaker.
Very necessary.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings take Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State offensive tackle, another offensive player. All right, here we are. 15, New England. They haven't had to move, and they get their guy, Mac Jones.
Ooh.
He is Tom Brady coming out of college. Not as successful as Tom. He's a more successful Tom Brady coming out of college, right? They look the same. They go into Josh McDaniels in a New England's offense. I think he flourishes there. If he falls to 15, which I don't think he is, most likely going to fall that far. But if he does, boy, New England gets their guy. Arizona Cardinals, Greg Newsome, the second cornerback out of Northwestern. They replace Patrick Peterson. The Las Vegas Raiders get Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. They need a linebacker there. There's been a bunch of talk about different guys. The Dolphins, now with their 18th pick, they go defense. They go an edge rusher from the South Florida area there, Jalen Phillips, edge rusher out of Miami. And here we are, the Washington football team. They get their guy. They get their quarterback. Trey Lance, in my eyes, this is the best possible version of where he could go, goes to the Washington football team, quarterback out of North Dakota State. I don't believe he's going to last that long, just of all the things we talked about. And there we go. All right, let's go to the last 10 here before we get out of here. Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. Caleb Farley, the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, well, a lot of talk about him this week.
Yeah. Jamin Davis, the Kentucky linebacker. This is the one, the Steelers fans out there. Don't take running backs, people. It's a wasted pick. What did you lose? You lost your center forever. Landon Dickerson out of Alabama goes there. Kawiti Pay out of Michigan goes to Jacksonville. Trevon Moehrig out of TCU safety goes to the Cleveland Browns. Jalen Waddle, big-time wide receiver, goes to the Baltimore Ravens at 27. Joe Tryon out of Washington to the Saints. Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss, slot receiver to the Green Bay Packers. Finally gets them over the top, gives Aaron Rodgers somebody to work with, a first-round wide receiver draft choice. Buffalo takes Jason Owa out of Penn State. Baltimore then goes to replace defensive front Christian Barmore. And the big one here, the Atlanta Falcons swap picks with the Tampa Bay Bucks from 35 to 32 to jump up and take Davis Mills, quarterback, Stanford, to be the replacement for Matt Ryan here in the next couple of years. That's my big move.
You love Davis Mills.
They get the fifth-year option with him. That's what I think they now. That's mine. That's mine. And I have a philosophy. As you saw, there are no running backs taken in the first round for me because you can get them later. All right? No more New York Giants, Saquon Barkley drafted in second overall, all right?
That ain't happening. No Zeke at 4.
No, we're not doing that anymore.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.